name's Jordan Branford. I'm 41 years old. I'm going to start off when I was 33 years old. I was living in the northwest United States in a place called Eugene, Oregon. It rains a lot. Geographically, you can think of Seattle. That's where I'm from. It's gray skies, kind of like London weather, suicide rates through the roof. Honestly, it is. One day, I'm across town at my, let me just give you a little more background. I was divorced, okay? I was jobless. This is at 33 years old. It's pretty pathetic, in my opinion. Carless. I was even phoneless. I didn't have a cell phone. I was sleeping on my mother's couch, okay? Now, I wasn't on the couch since I was a baby, so give me some credit, okay? I did work most of my life, but I had made some irresponsible choices in the previous year that had led me to the couch, okay? Now, let's be fair. It was a comfortable couch. It was very soft, you know? So, anyways, one morning I'm across town. I'm at my ex-wife's house, and I'm seeing my 7-year-old son off to school. And they go to, my ex-wife takes him to school. They leave. My brother happened to be in the neighborhood. He popped over. He busted through the door. He said, "Hey, bro, have you heard of this place called Dubai?" I said, "Well, is that place with the sail-shaped hotel?" He's like, "Yeah, listen, this place supposedly has 20% of the world's cranes in it. It's booming. We got to get over there." And I didn't even think twice about it. I looked outside and it was pouring rain. I was like, screw this place, man. You know, I was like, I need a change. Obviously, my circumstances, I was like, I need something. And in the previous 6 months, I had really done a lot of meditation. So even though I had nothing, I was at a lot of internal peace. I had found myself, you know. 16 months of celibacy will do that to you, right? So I'm making this decision with my brother. I said, yeah, you know what, screw it. Let's get the hell out of here. So my brother, immediately being the guy he is, my brother, by the way, he's the owner of Heat Restaurant, Healthy Eats and Treats. He went home, started making some contacts immediately in Dubai. This is from a bedroom in Eugene, Oregon. He made a website called Dubai Fit. We're just bullshit, excuse my language, but we were. We ended up making a contact with Dubai Offshore Sailing Club, and they gave us a contract for the following year. This is around May, June, and they wanted us to come in March. So we said, oh my God, this is happening. We have our first boot camp ready to go. So we have all of our minds set on we're going to Dubai. And then little did we know the emotional roller coaster we were about to go on. Within 1 week of getting that contract, I was arrested, sitting in jail, facing 10 years in prison. Honestly, 10 years. I don't know how to explain how that feels when you're facing 10 years. This is for a crime I knew I was completely innocent of. Now, to say that sitting in a jail cell 23 and a half hours a day takes your optimism about moving halfway across the world to start a life to the limits is an understatement. But like I said, I was grounded in myself. I had total belief that, okay, I'm gonna beat this thing. And even in the jail cell, I was drawing pictures of the Burj Al Arab. I'm in the jail cell drawing pictures of the Burj Al Arab. This will all be a memory soon. So I knew they didn't have a case, and within 90 days of being charged, I was locked up the whole time. They let me go. Now in the States, they drop the charges. They just say, hey, thanks for your time. And you go out and you're like, thanks, I just lost 90 days of my life. So I'm like, okay, it's okay. That's a memory now. I'm gonna get my ass to Dubai with my brother. 3 days later, I'm thinking, nothing can stop me now. I've faced 10 years. I'm gonna go to Dubai. Screw this, I'm out of here. Nothing can stop me. Nothing could be further from the truth. 3 days later, I'm picking my son up from school, my 7-year-old son. And I'm walking up to the school entrance, and he's walking out. And I hadn't seen him. I had been in jail, you know, locked up for 90 days. This is the first time I see him. He looks all puffy. I said, hey, man, you look weird today. Well, you all right? And he's like, yeah, Dad, I feel great. I said, I don't know, man. Something looks a little off. I think we should get you to the hospital and check you out. Maybe you have the mumps or something. So we go to the hospital. This is at 4 p.m. He gets some blood tests done and whatnot. We get home. We have a slumber party. It's the first night with me. And we're having a slumber party, watching scary movies and stuff. It's midnight now. The house phone starts ringing. I'm thinking, who the hell's calling my house phone? Nobody calls the house phone anymore. The phone's ringing and ringing. I'm like, Jesus Christ. I get up, answer the phone. hello. This is Peace Health Medical Center. We're looking for the parents of Jaden Branford. I'm like, this is his dad. Mr. Branford, your son was in the hospital today and had some blood drawn. I was like, yeah. Mind you, this is 3-4 days after getting out of this whole 90 days and facing 10 years thing. I'm like, yeah. They're like, we found something in Jaden's blood. I was like, well, what? We found leukemia. You know, it makes me almost cry right now. So when you hear that for your child, you instantly, I broke down, you know, I start sobbing. But the doctor was firm in the voice and said, stop crying right now. Pull yourself together. He needs you. You need to be strong. Don't let him see you cry, okay? So I tried to pull it together. My background is in physics, so you go into such a denial about this stuff that you try to find, I was like, oh, well, how many parts per million is it? And she's like, listen, he has leukemia, he has cancer. So I pulled myself together. She's like, listen, the white blood cells have filled your son's lymphatic system. He has about 3 days to live. You need to get him up and drive him 2 hours away to Dornbecker Medical Center in Portland, 2 hours away from us. Ironically, we have the best leukemia children's hospital in the world. I don't know why our leukemia rates are so high in Oregon. So I said, okay, I woke him up, went up there, got him there, and they started aggressive chemotherapy immediately. He reacted and responded well. There's two leukemias you can get. You can get acute lymphatic leukemia, or you can get ALA. You don't want ALA. ALA is in the bone marrow. It's about a 20% survival rate. The other one, ALL, has about an 80% survival rate. So you never want to be in the position where you're hoping your son has a certain kind of leukemia. But this is what the situation I found myself. So he ended up, we found out 24 later, he had the one that we wanted him to have, the ALL. Aggressive chemotherapy. Within 10 days, his body was reacting well. 3 months into the chemo, he went into remission, okay? He ended up beating the cancer, and Sunday he just turned 15, so it's good. Happy about that. So, comes to a point, I tell him, hey, you know the deal, I'm going to Dubai. I got to do this. I got to get out of here and build this life for you so that I can build life for myself and build life for you. Otherwise, it's just going to be, you know, I'm going to go in a circle in Oregon. He says, yeah, I believe in you, Dad. Do it. You know, make me proud. I was like, okay. The hardest thing to do is to leave my son. But at this point, I didn't even have a plane ticket still. I didn't have a cell phone still. I was still broke. I had nothing. Especially after you get out of jail, you can't go get a job in the States. They're like, oh, you just got out of jail, you didn't get a job. Okay? It's not going to happen. So my brother being the guy he is, he sold his car and bought me my plane ticket. I jumped on the plane to Dubai with $75 in my pocket and a plan of not failing. That was my plan. Don't fail. So I jumped on the plane with $75. By the time I landed in Dubai, after the airport food, so expensive, I had $35, okay? But I knew I landed in Dubai, that boot camp was going to start in 3 days, okay? So I was totally confident. I was like, okay, I don't even need no money. I'm going to bust this boot camp out, and I'm going to make this happen. So again, it was at Dubai Offshore Sailing Club. So I show up to Dubai Offshore Sailing Club at 6:15. The camp starts at 6:30 in the morning. And I'm like, let's do this. This is going to be great. I'm going to do it. We're going to change our lives. 6:20, nobody. 6:25, there's nobody. 6:30 rolls around, there's nobody. At that point, I mean, I had faced the 10 years in prison and stayed truthful and honest with myself about my dream. My son got cancer, he beat it. I stayed truthful and honest with myself about my dream and my desire and my ambition. I was going to make this happen. But those were all thoughts. Now I'm in Dubai, this is a reality. This is my face. It's not happening. It's not working. So I turned to the sea. I tried to find myself again, because one thing that being in jail does, it refines your mind. You can let it break you, or you can let you make it stronger, make you stronger. It made me stronger. It made me be like, okay, I know who I am. I'm going to make this happen. One thing about having your son get cancer, it refines your heart. It takes you to a humility level that you've never been, okay? But this was in my face. So I had to find my heart and mind again, okay? Remember heart and mind. And keep looking at this and make your superficial judgments about this, because I want you to be superficial. So my heart and mind needed to be reconnected at that moment, right then, because I had all the doubts in my mind. I let out a big exhale. There's always tomorrow. You'll make it happen. Turned around, 12 people started walking down in the parking lot. As I went to greet them and sign them in, another 5 and another 5. And before it ended, there was 32 people at that first camp. I didn't realize that everybody's late in Dubai. So. Okay, so they showed up, we had an amazing camp, and that was my first camp and the start of my fitness career in Dubai. Now what happened was I couldn't wait to get home and call my son and my brother and tell them, you guys, we did it. We turned our thoughts into reality. You know, we turned our dreams into our life. It happened. My brother was on his way to come in the next few weeks. So at that moment, I had a limitless confidence inside myself that, you know what, nothing's going to stop me, okay? Because my heart and mind were finally connected. So I want you to look at this picture of me and this person. And I know you can, I mean, besides my amazing tan, that tan, I want that tan back. I mean, I look good. Now, we can look and pass all these superficial judgments on this, but what are we really seeing? Maybe I'm more muscular, leaner, whatever. And what are the differences between these two people? I mean, what are the differences we see and we think about instantly, especially us in the fitness profession? I'll tell you what the difference is. Mark Zuckerberg has changed billions of lives, and I haven't. I haven't even changed my neighborhood, okay? That's the difference, and we got to get out of that mindset. Now, what does this mean? This means that your physical appearance and your body have absolutely nothing to do with your success or your ability to shape and form your life experience as well as others, okay? Now, maybe you're saying, if it doesn't have to do with me, what does it have to do with? Now, that's a normal question. It does have to do with you, but it has to do with two things you can't see in the mirror. Two things none of you have ever seen before, not one of you. I'm not talking about a CAT scan or MRI or anything like that. You've never seen your heart and your mind, okay? And I'll tell you why. When I say heart, I'm talking about desire, ambition, determination, but above all, when I say your heart, I'm talking about unadulterated compassion, okay, for each other, and unconditional love for yourself, as well as for one another. Unconditional. Think of the depth of that and the gravity of that if you really grasp what unconditional love means. When I say mind, I'm not talking about your brain, okay? I'm talking about the power of the infinite consciousness inside of all of us. Every single one of you here today has the power of unlimited consciousness. Infinite. You can do anything with your mind. We don't even know what the consciousness is. We've been studying it for over 100 years in physics and neuroscience. We can't even tell you where it is in the brain. It's something different. It's something outside of us. It's something in us and outside of us. Now, if we focus solely on our outward appearance, as well as others, we're going to undoubtedly see thousands of differences, right? We're going to see skin color, eye color, height, shape, you know, nose color, you know, hand size, whether they're rich, whether they're poor. But if we focus solely on heart and mind, we're only going to see one difference, and we're only going to be able to detect one thing that's different, and that is who is in touch with their heart and mind and connected, and who is not. And that, my friends, is the ultimate navigation system for your life journey. Heart and mind connected. Thank you for listening. Thanks.